Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could just, you're hitting on something that's very important that I don't think people that are watching or listening understand. If you look at the data, which I did, that was submitted to the FDA on the vaccines that you're talking about, they didn't use symptomatic infection as an endpoint because the efficacy against symptomatic infection in their own data was, after 6 weeks, was 31 to 50%. That's not good enough to be approved. They didn't use death and severe disease because there were none in the placebo group or in the vaccine group. So they used what you're saying, which is an antibody response on a blood test to measure it. And as you say, being a doctor, I mean, this is obvious. This is not a very sophisticated knowledge to have to say this, but that is really sort of unconscionable given the fact, as Martin has pointed out, that healthy children have a minuscule risk of a serious illness or death. And frankly, not only was it wrong to grant that, this was granted as an emergency use authorization, which when authorization, it has to be preventing a death that is severe or an illness that is severe or lethal. And secondly, there is no public health emergency to grant an EUA for children to get this vaccine. And I think this fundamental point is never talked about. Where is the public health emergency today to grant an EUA for an experimental drug in healthy children? And if people believe that they think this is shielding others by injecting children, what kind of a society are we that's going to use our children as shields for us? I'm a father. My role is to be a shield for my parents, for my children. They are not to be a shield for me.
Thank you. I yield back.
Well, thank you for that.